So first of all, we'll discuss about some theory concepts about the MongoDB. So why it has been introduced and what was the existing system and what are the different types of data formats and what are the NoSQL databases, what is MongoDB, why it is so popular and when it was introduced, advantages, application areas, what are the limitations, and differences between RDBMS and MongoDB. What are the GUI tools are there to do the queries in MongoDB? Okay. So first of all, what are the existing system? The existing system, RDBMS are there. So MySQL, MS SQL, Oracle, SQLite, PostgreSQL, Teradata. So these are all the existing RDBMS. Okay. So RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. Okay. So before the RDBMS also, we have some tools like Word documents to store the data, Excel. Okay. So these are the ways to store the data. So earlier in olden days, we have maintained the data on papers. Okay. After that, computers has introduced. So in that, some softwares are there like MS Word documents, PPTs, next Excel sheets are there to save the data. After that, this RDBMS technologies are there like MySQL, MS SQL, Oracle, SQLite, PostgreSQL, Teradata. Okay. So these are some limitations. That means it cannot process the huge amount of data. And it doesn't support some specified data formats. So what are there we will discuss. Okay. So that's why NoSQL database came into the picture. Now we will see what are the different types of data. Series structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. Structured data means this is whatever we have stored in Excel. These are all called structured data. Okay. So we can directly store this type of data into the table in any RDBMS. So these are ID, name, longitude, longitude. These are all called columns. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So these are all called records. In RDBMS, we call it as records or rows. Okay. So this is defined in a specified structured format. That is called structured data. Next, unstructured data like PDFs, video files, audio files. All these are unstructured format. Okay. Doesn't have predefined data model. So it is not organized in a predefined manner. Okay. So these are called unstructured data. Semi-structured data. So here, name, address, phone, age, fruits. So these are all column names. In address column, some sub-columns are there like state, city, country. Okay. So if you have these kind of data, we call it as semi-structured data. It's look like structured format, but in some of the columns will have semi-structured format. Okay. So list of NoSQL databases. First of all, you should know what is NoSQL databases. NoSQL means not only SQL. Okay. And what is NoSQL means? It is an approach to data management and database design that's useful for every large sets of distributed data. That means it is a kind of DBMS which adds some more functionalities to the relational DBMS. Okay. And NoSQL databases come in a variety of types based on their data model. The main types of document key value format. And it provides some flexible schemas and scale easily with large amounts of data and high user loads. Okay, we will discuss with example. So what type of schemas it can allow, we will discuss. Here, these are the list of NoSQL databases: Cassandra, MongoDB, Redis, CouchDB, HBase, okay, Neo4j. So these are some of the list of NoSQL databases, not total. Okay. And what is MongoDB? MongoDB is an open source document-based database management tool that stores data in BSON-like format. BSON means binary JSON. Okay. So BSN is a computer data interchange format. That means BSON is based on the term JSON, stands for binary JSON. So it is a binary form of representing simple or complex data structures. Okay. So this MongoDB provides scalable, flexible, and distributed NoSQL database. So it is non-structured query language. So in structured query language, in MySQL training sessions, we have seen a lot of concepts like constraints, joins, okay, and views, so functions, procedures. So all concepts we have discussed. But in MongoDB, we don't have such type of concepts. Okay. And why MongoDB is popular? So here, MongoDB has exceptional scalability. Okay, so see here, when you want to process 1,000 transactions, then you can split into that 1,000 transactions. Like you can get some of the transaction from some missions. Okay, so when you have to handle a large data, you can distribute it to several missions. So here, 250 transactions, it can get from this mission. Like that, it can get. Okay, so it makes easy to fetch the data and provides continuous automatic integration. Okay, no downtime while the application is being scaled. So these 2 points I will explain after 10 minutes. Okay, remember this: easy to fetch the data and provides continuous and automatic integration. No downtime is required. Okay, so these are the history. In 2007, Tangent company was established, the MongoDB. So this is author founded by Dwight Merriman. And 2008, so named as MongoDB. And 2009, the company shifted to an open source development model with commercial and other support. So you can no need to pay anything. So you can just download it. And in 2010, production stable version was released. And now MongoDB 4.4 version and 5.1 was released in this year, July, I think. Yeah. So schemaless. See, in MySQL, suppose if you want to insert some data into one table, then what you will do? First of all, you need to create table. Next, create table means create column names, with data types. After that, you have to write insert query like this. Okay. But here in MongoDB, there is no schema. Okay, you can directly insert. You can directly write the query for inserting the data. Okay, so that thing will take care of creating the tables. And so that means schemaless here means see this here. Each and every record is having all the columns. Okay. So in MongoDB, you can have the individual column names for each and every record. Okay, that thing I will discuss. So schemaless. Next step. These are the application areas which are used by MongoDB. Limitations: joins are not supported. Okay, so high memory usage, limited data size. So you cannot have the document. Document means row. That size more than 16 MB. So it does not support any transactions, as we have discussed in MySQL. Okay. And difference between RDBMS and MongoDB is RDBMS means relational database. It is not relational database. This is purely document oriented database. MongoDB is document oriented database. It is not relational. Relational means in RDBMS, we can establish the relationship between one table to another table. But in MongoDB, it is not possible. So how can you establish the relationship between the two tables in RDBMS? By using primary key and foreign key. So in MongoDB, that feature is not available. Here, RDBMS, it has a predefined schema. That means before going to insert the data into the table, you must create the table, you must create the column names with proper data types, all those things you need to do. But coming to MongoDB, no need to do all those things. You can directly write the insert query. So if it is table does not exist, it will automatically create that table, and then it will insert the data into that particular table. This is row based, and this one MongoDB is document based. RDBMS is slower than MongoDB. So it is almost 100 times faster than RDBMS. And RDBMS supports complex joins. It will not support complex joins, MongoDB. It is column-based approach. It is field-based approach. RDBMS supports SQL query language, and it supports JSON query language along with SQL. Okay, and these are the tools we can use for MongoDB. That means Studio. Among these tools, Studio 3T tool is better than other tools. Why? Because it has so many features like backups. So you can do the backups and restores and scheduled backups, exporting to Excel, all those things you can do the tool only. Okay, you can do. There is a lot of features are available in Studio 3T tool. Okay, compared to other tools, but it is not free. You need to pay something, but it will give some trial period like 1 month. For 1 month, it is free. After that, you need to pay. You will not be able to use this tool, Studio 3T. Okay, and remaining also same like Studio 3T. But some of the future after 1 month, after trial period expires, after that, you will not able to use some of the features. Okay, so they will allow only limited number of features after trial period expires. But in Robo 3D tool, so that will not have many options, many features compared to others, but it is open source. You can use it free of cost. Okay. Yes, I have to explain one point. No downtime is required. So that is example is, see this, employee table is there. In future, if you want to add one more field to this employee table, then what you will do? You go to the design of this employee table, or you can write the query to add the extra column to the employee table. Okay, so for that you need some downtime. Okay, so first of all, this is a local system. Like suppose if you have three types of environment: dev, sit environment, production environment. Okay, first of all, in dev environment, you need to create one column like address column to the employee table, and then you need to generate the script for that address column, and then go to the sit environment and execute that query, and go to the production environment, execute that query. Then only that address column will be enabled. But coming to the MongoDB, so you can directly insert the address column into the employee table. Okay. For this address column, you need to have some downtime to create the address column into employee table. But if you use MongoDB, no need to wait for some time. You can directly write the insert query, then it will insert the address column into the employee table. Okay, so here all the records must have all the columns, but in MongoDB you can have different columns for each and every record. And these are the downloading sites. Yeah, you can download from here. Okay, so you can able to get the MongoDB software. Then you can just go to the next button, and you can able to install the MongoDB. After that, you can write the queries in command prompt also, but it is not user friendly, so that you need to install some GUI. For that purpose, it is required. Download Robo 3D. So here also download Studio 3D is available, but remember that it is valid for only 1 month. Okay, see this, preferred by professional developers and DBS because it saves time. Okay, so many options will be there for DB guys. That's why they don't give the free of cost. I think we can do one thing. So if you want to install the Studio 3D and you can practice it for 1 month. After that, it will not allow to access. So how can you access Studio 3D after 1 month? Also means if you uninstall the operating system, that means if you go for new operating systems, then it can allow again. I am not sure, but I think it will work. So for every month, if you uninstall the operating system and if you install the operating system, then it will work, I think. Okay. Next. So after installing the MongoDB and Robo3D, just go to this. This is the Robo3D. And here, create, edit, remove, then four options are there. So you just go to the create, and here I'm giving some connection name for this, like local system. Okay. So after creating the MongoDB database in MongoDB, if you create some username and password, then if you want to log in with that username and password, you can give that username and password here. Then you can go for test it. So it will test if it is user details are valid. Otherwise, it will give failed message. Okay. So I am not connecting any servers, so that I am connecting to my local system only, local server only. That's why no need to give authentication. Just give. So this will come default localhost, some port number. This is the default port number 27017 MongoDB, and click on test. Save. These are the list of databases available. So I have created in earlier. That's why I can able to see the databases now. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one. That means what is database? I think all of you know that. Okay. So we can have some tables, database. In MySQL training session, I have discussed what is database. So database means it is a collection of tables, procedures, functions, views, triggers. All those are database objects. Okay, we can store the data and we can have such type of features to access the data from the database. Okay, so but in MongoDB, we don't have such type of features like in MySQL. Okay, but we can able to store the data. We can able to retrieve the data through queries only. Okay, not in procedures like that. So and click on this, right click on this, open shell. Okay, so here first of all we will know how to create the database, how to list the available databases. That means how to write the queries for getting this. To know the current DB name, creating collection, list of collections, rename, dropping the collection, backup database, restore database, drop database, backup collections. Okay, all these things we will test it one by one. First of all, creating database. How to create the database in MongoDB. In MySQL, how to create the database? Create database and database name. Something you can give, like employee database, like that. Okay. In MongoDB, use database. Okay. Like I'm giving some default. See this line 1, unexpected identifier. So remove it. Switch it to DB default. So This purpose of this use D4. Suppose database D4 does not exist in MongoDB, then it will create the D4 database. Okay. Otherwise, it will switch to database D4. Okay. Then next, list of databases. So how to write the queries for list of database? Show DBs. This is the command for getting the list of databases. In this, D4 database is not there. Why it was not there means here D4 database does not have any collections. Okay, so here you need to know this. Some important points. RDBMS. In RDBMS, we call it as table. In MongoDB, call it as collection. In RDBMS, call it as rows or records. In MongoDB, we call it as documents. Okay. Rows, columns. In RDBMS, we call it as columns. In MongoDB, we call it as fields. You need to remember these points. Okay. So don't get confused. Table synonym is collection, rows, documents, columns, fields. Okay. So I think all of you know about JSON. You know the JSON and object. So JSON array, JSON object, like, so you know about all the terms. Why? Because in MongoDB, while writing the insert query, you need to give some values. So that should be an object only or JSON array. Okay. So JSON, like MP number 1, name. It is not, it is showing error. So while writing the insert query, you need to test about the object. So whether it is JSON or not. Okay. So if you want to insert multiple objects, valid JSON. So you need to test whether that object is JSON or not. And go to this. So here that database is not displayed. Why means it does not have any collections. That's why it is not displaying. If you create the collection under the database report, then you can able to see the database report. Okay. And how to create the collection in D4. Collection means table. db dot create. See this IntelliSense will come. So create collection and emp is okay. Now if you execute this, see this D4 will be there. Okay. So if you create the database, it will not display while executing this show DBs. Why? Because it does not have any collections. If you create the collection under the D4 database, then it will display. Okay. And next one, yeah, creating collection is completed. And how to know the current DB name? So DB. This is D4. See, if we want to go to some employee database, then you can go to, you can write query like this, use employee, switch it to DB employee. Now you can test it. DB. Current database name is employee. Okay, like that you can move. Next, list of collections. So now I want to move from employee database to D4 database. Use D4. Okay, and you can test it. Current live database is D4. Okay, now list of collections. Show collections. It is EMP only I have created in earlier. Okay. Next, rename collection. So I want to change the collection name. Then how to change the collection name? db dot emp dot rename collection is, if you use Studio 3D, then what will happen is db dot employee dot, if you write like rename collection, then some IntelliSense will appear here. When you move the cursor on rename collection, some definition of that rename collection property will be displayed. Then you can easily learn the definition and you can easily understand that the purpose of rename collection. Not rename collection only, remaining properties also you can get. That is the beauty of Studio 3D tool. Okay. You can learn quickly. Next. I want to change the collection name of EMP to employee. See this, expand this. Okay. Okay means success message. So show collection employee. So EMP will be overridden with employee. Next, rename collection, drop collection. See here, D4 database is not there. If you right click on here, refresh, then it will be there. Okay, so you can have this Features here also. See this. Rename collection, drop collection, all the features you can have. Rename collection, drop collection. So how to drop the collection? db dot emp, not emp, employee dot drop. That collection will be dropped. The true means success message. So you can refresh it, no, not there. And you can also execute show collections. So nothing will be displayed. Okay. Next. If you want to create again, you can create. EMP. Next one is drop collection that is completed. Backup database, restore database. Okay. So yeah, I want to do the backup for project database. These are all databases. Okay. Project database, I want to do the backup. So what is the procedure means? First of all, you need to go to the MongoDB installation path. Okay. C drive, program files. So here it is MongoDB as there. Go to this server, bin, and here you need to create one folder and give dump. Okay. Don't give other names, only give dump. Okay. And go to the, not go to the, take the path of this folder and go to the command prompt, run as administrator. Okay. Remember this. Right click on command prompt, select run as administrator, and here cd space, so paste the path of that MongoDB bin folder and press enter. Now type mongo dump. DB, give the database name of project, press enter, and observe this here. Project database is backup. See this here. In project database, how many collections are there? 4 collections are there. Okay. Here 8 files are there. So one is, that means each and every collection is having 2 files. One file is named with BSN, another one is JSN. You can see this. So in department.metadata, JSON format will be there, and DEPT, nothing will be there. Okay. So here some code will be there in BSON that is purely related to computer. Okay. Now I want to restore this database. Okay, project database. How to restore? Again, go to this Mongo restore DB. So what was the database, new database name? I want to give project underscore new and dump slash old database name project. Go to this and refresh. Project database is there, project new is there, and check the collections are all collections are exist or not. See this, all collections are exist. So see, in department and the employee table does not have any documents. That's why in BSN file does not have anything. So 12 records are there, 12 documents are there. Okay. So all collections are moved that from project to project underscore new. That means moved means we have done backup for project database and we have restored that project database and renamed it as project underscore new. Okay. So this is about backup and restore. Backup collection. So backup collection, one query will be there. That query I will tell in later. Now you are not able to understand that query. Okay. So backup collection. Now I will tell by using tool approach how to do the backup collection. Okay. So in D4, go to the right click on employee EMP collection and duplicate collection is there, and default EMP collection name underscore copy will be there. If you want to change the new collection name, you can change it. Some duplicate, this duplicate are there. So here in employee collection 12 records are there. I want to duplicate of this collection. Employee collection are there. 12 documents are there. Okay. So this is about rename collection. Sorry, backup collection, not rename collection, backup collection. Okay. Now we will see CRUD operations of MongoDB. That means how to insert the documents into a collection, how to fetch the documents from the collection, how to update the documents into the collection, how to delete the documents from the collection. Now we will see. So all are complete. So drop database. So I didn't discuss about this drop database. Okay. Yeah. So use. I want to drop this project underscore new database. Project underscore new. And db dot drop database. Yeah, drop. So go to the refresh. So project underscore new database will be dropped. So next. Now how to write the insert query for inserting the data into the collection. I want to delete these collections, so I will write one query db dot emp dot drop. Okay. And db dot emp underscore dup. So this collection is also dropped. So adding new documents to the collection. So db dot. So here already JSON document is there here. So I want to insert this JSON object into the collection. Okay. So first of all, test it whether it is JSON or not. First of all, we will see how to insert single object. Okay. And then we will see how to insert multiple documents. Okay. db dot insert, sorry, db dot table name is emp insert db dot collection name emp. No need to create the collection. Okay. It will automatically create the emp collection. Okay. db dot emp dot insert here, copy that object. Okay. So here initially nothing will be there. Just execute it. Inserted one record. So go to the refresh and double click on emp. Okay. So emp number ename. Okay. See this, view results in tree mode. By expanding, then only you can able to see the collections, fields. Second one is table mode, like RDBMS, emp number, ename. Third one is view results in text mode, like object format. Okay. So here, observe this, underscore ID will be created. Okay. So this insert method will allow us to insert a single document into the collection. If the collection does not exist, then this insert method will create the collection and insert the documents in this collection. Okay. And this underscore field is, if you don't specify the underscore ID field, then MongoDB creates some unique identifier value to the underscore ID field. Okay. That means if you don't specify the underscore ID field in the document means this one. Okay. MongoDB will add the underscore ID field and generate a unique object ID before it insert into the collection. Okay. For example, if you specify a value for the underscore ID field, you need to ensure that it is unique in the collection. Otherwise, you will get an error. Okay. For example, I want to specify the ID value, underscore ID, some one. Okay. You can write insert one also. So one document here, see this inserted ID. So this ID value will be returned. Okay. If you insert multiple objects, multiple IDs will come. It is here. I have inserted a same employee number and employee name So it is allowed, but ID is different. If I execute same query, then see what will happen. It is duplicate key error collection. Why means same ID you are going to insert. If you remove this, then it will allow. Why? Because MongoDB will assign some unique value to that ID field. If you want to enter your own ID field, then you need to ensure whether that particular ID exists in this particular collection or not. Okay. So same, if you execute this, you will get error. If you give 2, then it will allow. See this inserted ID is 2. It will allow to insert. Okay. Next. So I am going to insert multiple objects, I mean multiple documents at a time. Then it is. So what was the exception? Operation passed in cannot be an array. Why? Because here insert one or insert both will allow only one document at a time. If we want to insert multiple documents, then you need to use, see this, insert many. Then it will allow. See this, what are the inserted IDs? 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Next. Next, one more class is there here. It is same 5. What are there? 3, 4. Okay. So if I give 5 and 6 means it will allow to insert. So 5, 6. Okay. If I give 5, 7. Five, 7, then exception will come. I want to insert 7th record, then ordered true. Yeah. Want to insert true. So 6, 6. It has to be inserted. Why it is not inserted? Yeah, it has already inserted. Okay. So 8. See this. I didn't check, that's why it is late. Okay. So observe this. Underscore ID value is 8. Last time underscore ID value 8. Okay. 6 already exists. So here one of the object is having existing ID value, but other object is having new ID value. Okay. So if you use order as a true, then these objects will be inserted according to the order. Then you will get error. That means second object will not be inserted into the collection. Okay, if you specify order as a false, then it will ignore the order. Then it will insert this second object into the collection, even though it will get error because of first object. Why? Because first object ID value already exists in collection. Okay. See this. You are getting error, but 9 will be inserted. Okay. So this is ordered. So ordered means it is a Boolean value that determines whether MongoDB should perform an ordered or unordered insert. Next. So did you understand about the inserting documents? Okay. Next, we will see selecting documents. So, till now, we have already double click on EMP so that selecting documents query will be generated. Okay. So now we will write the selecting documents. So db.emp dot find one. See, observe this. How many ways I can write the find query? Find query is related to just like selecting select query from RDBMS. Okay. Here is find. So if you write db.emp.find one of brackets, then you will get first inserted record. Okay, this was inserted in first. That's why only one record will come. So if you remove this, you will get all the records. If you put flower brackets, then no change. So why do you put flower brackets? Means if you want to write some condition based on the condition only that documents has to be displayed, means that conditions you need to write in flower brackets of find query. Okay. And one more thing is, I don't want to have all the columns while fetching. I want to have EMP number field only. For that, you need to write another flower bracket after this existing flower bracket. Okay, and write the field name and put 1. Then observe this. Only employee number column will be displayed. But here underscore ID column is also there. You don't want to underscore ID column, then write underscore ID, put 0. Then you will get only this column, EMP number. Okay, that means by default, underscore ID column will come. Unless you put the underscore ID is 0. Fine. So this is called the projection class. I mean, what are the columns you need to display? You can display. So this is about find query. So in this bracket, flower bracket, we can write the conditions. So that thing we will discuss in later. See this DBMS select start from EMP. See this. Here, employee table is there, department table is there. Okay. In MongoDB, how do you store these two tables? Means no need to store two tables in MongoDB. Why? Because some features are there in MongoDB like arrays, object. Okay. So I have constructed that employee details in JSON array. So directly you can insert it. See this. So this is first employee detail. For department, okay, for this department, you can construct one object. In that object, so here for department table, another department table in RDBMS. Coming to this MongoDB, for department table, we are not using department table. We can use the department object. In that object, you can have location, rename, department number. Okay. So for every employee, one object will be there. So that no need to have another table. Okay. So I am going to execute this script. This inserted IDs, what are the inserted IDs are generated? You can observe this. Okay, 14 records are inserted. That means 14 inserted IDs you will get. Oh, already employee EMP collection was there. Okay, you can drop the existing collection and then insert again. You can refresh. There is 14 records are there. Okay, so see this. So employee records are there in department number. In this department number place, I am using object for department, for getting, for storing location, department name, department number. See this. Data types are assigned. For job, string, manager, double, salary, double, commission, null employee number double ename string. For department, coming to department, data type is object. No need to create the data type. So it will automatically assign. Okay, for hide date string. So for every document, same thing will be repeated. Okay. So now I want to display the department name from department field. So how can you write the query? So EMP number. Now if you execute this, only employee number is there. So I want to have DEPT. So that is object now. So DEPT dot dname colon 1. Say this. Only dname from department and EMP number from EMP collection. These two columns only displayed. Okay. Next, what will be the next? Like that, you can construct the department table also. So for department table, location, department name, and employees will be there. So for this Dallas location, research department name, what are the employees? So you can have this. So you can create the employee array. In that array, you can have employees. So you don't understand if you tell like this. I will execute this script in MongoDB. See this. Three objects are three inserted IDs you will get. Why? Because I am inserting DEPT data. Okay. So here, how many records are there? For DEPT, 4 records are there. So for party department number, you don't have employee details. For that, I have taken only 3 department numbers. Okay. So go to this, refresh, employee, 3 records are there. Observe this, location, Dallas, research, and employees array. So for the under this department, how many objects are there? 5. Starts from 0 to 4. So this is one object. That means one employee details. Another one is another object, another employee details. Okay. So for this information in RDBMS, we have used 2 tables. In MongoDB, we have used only one collection. See this. You can have this type of view also. And you can do one more thing. Here, department number is repeating for each and every object. No need to do like this. You can pull it from this array department number, and you can put it here after dname, put the department number, and you can remove this. Okay. Like so department number. Okay. And go to this, delete. Now it is fine. So department number, location, DNAME. So under the department number 20, what are the employees are there? So each and every employee is nothing but one object. Employees is array. If you have this type of view, so that view name is tree mode. So you can able to see the data type of each and every field. For this, employee is having array data type. If you expand this array, you can able to see the objects. If you expand this object, you can able to see the values. Okay. So actually, in real time, this type of table structure will be there. Okay. Then only we can reduce the number of collections. Otherwise, in RDBMS, so many collections will be there now. Why? Because according to the normalization, we should not kept all the data into the single collection. Okay, but in RDB, in NoSQL databases like MongoDB, you can kept all the related data into the collection by using arrays and objects. Okay. Next, next concept is selecting, updating. Updating. Yeah. See. Salary 3,000. Yeah. So I want to update the commission of salary 3,000. Here, salary 3,000 will have two documents. Okay. So how can we write the update query? db.emp.update. Here using update, using update one, using update many. Date, and first one is first block that we need to write some condition. So that is salary colon. What is that salary value? 3,000. After that, put comma, open the flower brackets, set. First, you write some update query in RDBMS, then you can easily learn. So set salary, commission equal to 300, where salary equal to 3,000. Okay. So this is the actual update query in RDBMS. So here, coming to MongoDB, db.emp. Okay. Here collection name dot update. So here update will be there. So here after the collection name we will write update, and here where condition salary equal to 3,000. That means first of all we need to give where condition here, and then set what are the fields to be updated. That thing, if we put comma and then open the floor brackets and write set. Okay, set. So what are the fields to be updated? Commission 300. See this, updated only one record. See this, 3000 is updated with 300, but this 3000 is not updated. Okay, why? Because this update and update one also, both will update the first record, first inserted record. Here, first inserted record is this one. Okay, so this updates the first inserted record. So it will ignore after the first inserted record. Suppose for 3000, 100 records will be there, 100 documents will be there. So it will ignore all the record, all the documents, and it will update first inserted document only. If you want to update all the related documents, then you need to use update many. See this matched count 2. So this 3000 updated with 300. Okay, so 1 update 1. I want to update with 400. See what will happen. See, only one record will be updated. Okay, so that is the difference between update one, update many. Both update one and update is same only. But one more difference is there between update and update one. While writing this update, if you want to update all the records by using update statement, if you write multi and you can achieve this functionality like 500. See this 500 is updated for 3000. Okay, so but you need to use multi true. Okay. Generally in real time we will go for update many only. Whenever you are trying to update multiple records, you prefer update many. Okay, next one is offset property. So what will be the purpose of this offset property? Means I want to update the commission of salary 6,000, but observe this, that salary is exist or not? Salary 6,000 is exist? No. Okay, now see what will happen. What will happen? 6,000 is inserted. Okay, that means if you use offset property in update, then it will check whether that particular salary value exists in collection or not. If it is exist, then it will update based on the salary. If it is does not exist, then it will insert as a new document. Okay. That's why 6,000 has inserted. So here salary and commission fields only inserted. Okay, so 6,000 is available. If you execute this, see what will happen. Again, it will not inserted. Okay, So it will update the commission of 6,000 salary with 600. That is the upset. Okay. That is about updating documents and deleting documents. You can delete the single documents and you can also delete all the documents. db.emp.delete one. See, if you write the query like this, see what will happen. Now, how many records are there? 15. If you write like this, only one record is there. One record has been deleted. I think first record will be deleted. So 7369 employee number will be deleted. See this 7369 was deleted. Why? Because that is the first inserted document. Okay. So if you use this many, then all the documents will be deleted. Otherwise, you can specify this condition also. Salary equal to 6,000. We'll see what will happen. So one record, deleted count is 1. So the document has been deleted. Okay. So don't forget to put where condition in delete clause while using delete many especially. Okay. So this is about deletions. So till now we have seen concepts like introduction to MongoDB, downloading websites, differences between RDBMS and MongoDB, and some of the functions of databases like creating database, backup, deletions, creating collections, rename it, dropping the collections, and the CRUD operations of MongoDB. Okay, so tomorrow we will see what are the operators are there, what are the conditions, that means conditions we can use in where conditions. Okay, that all things we will see. These are the basic CRUD operations. These are not completed. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can